Germany can now produce more ammunition than the United States, according to the head of German defense giant Rheinmetall, as a massive rearmament campaign gets underway across Europe. Rheinmetall has more than quadrupled its annual production of medium caliber ammunition and ramped up output of artillery rounds to 1.1 million, up from 70,000, Chief Executive Armin Paperger told reporters last week. So that is not incremental growth, that is a 15-fold increase in artillery shell production in under 4 years. Medium caliber ammunition production jumped from 800,000 to over 4 million rounds annually. Military truck production increased from 600 to 4,500 per year. So this is Germany rebuilding industrial-scale military manufacturing from nearly nothing and doing it faster than the USA can keep pace. Amel, I have a PhD in computer science and I use data analysis to spot patterns in geopolitics and economics. Let's look at why this matters beyond defense procurement metrics. European countries are rushing to refill military stockpiles after US President Donald Trump last year warned NATO members that they needed to spend more on defense and rely less on the US. Concerns over whether the US under Trump would come to Europe's aid in the event of Russian aggression have fueled political momentum to make the continent's armed forces more formidable, particularly as European countries have been transferring ammunition, tanks, and other military equipment to Ukraine for 4 years straight now. The ammunition production surge is not really preparation for future conflicts. It is a response to America becoming unreliable right now. Germany's Chancellor Merz has said Europe should rely less on the US. Since being elected in February 2025, he has driven a major push to increase German defense spending, a break from the country's decades-long post-World War II demilitarization policy. That is a fundamental strategic shift. Germany spent 75 years deliberately keeping its military small, relying on NATO, meaning American forces and American logistics, for continental defense. But now they're building what Defense Minister Boris Pistorius said last week would be the strongest conventional army in Europe by 2039. That would be a century from the start of World War II, so it's quite an interesting timing. Let's zoom in on what triggered the production acceleration. Rheinmetall says it has been increasing ammunition production since 2022, when Russia launched its full-scale invasion of Ukraine. Russia's invasion exposed just how quickly modern conflict consumes ammunition and how poorly most Western industrial models were positioned to respond. Both sides fired artillery at a scale that exceeded NATO's planning assumption, draining stockpiles and revealing how dependent allied nations had become on production infrastructure that couldn't meet surge requirements. Rheinmetall's new Lower Saxony plant in Unterlüß, Germany, capable of producing up to 350,000 155mm projectiles per year, was constructed in just 15 months. A major modernization of its Aschau energetics facility delivered a 40% increase in multi-base propellant production capacity in just 18 months. The senior director of business development at American Rheinmetall Munitions said, and I'm quoting here, "We did it in 18 months. That is unheard of in the US. Germany is building ammunition plants faster than the USA can approve environmental permits." The piece that most coverage misses, however, is that this is not just about ammunition volume. It is more about Europe proving that it can organize industrial mobilization without American leadership. NATO countries pledged in June 2025 to spend 5% of their gross domestic product on their militaries and related infrastructure costs each year within the next decade. Several nations were not meeting the alliance's previous defense spending target of 2% of GDP ahead of last summer, making this the most significant hike in military investment across Europe in decades. Global military spending increased by nearly 3% last year compared to 2024, largely the result of a 14% rise in European defense expenditure, according to the Stockholm International Peace Research Institute. We've actually got a whole playlist on how Europe is systematically building strategic autonomy. Check it out after this video. The ammunition production surge is just one component of a broader military independence push. Ammunition is currently in very high demand across Western armies, particularly rounds for artillery systems which protect troops in battle and hit high-value targets like depots and command centers. Ukraine burns through tens of thousands of shells weekly. European stockpiles are depleted from years of transfers. The US industrial base, optimized for precision munitions and air power, cannot really produce mass artillery at that scale conventional ground war requires. Germany just filled that gap. The financial and operational footprint is also very significant here. Rheinmetall has grown by 30 to 50% annually in recent years. This year, growth is expected to be around 40%, so that is a significant number too. CEO Papriker put expected revenue at 14 to 15 billion euros. 65% of goods are exported primarily to other NATO countries. Germany is not just arming itself, it is becoming Europe's arsenal. The company has around 44,000 employees currently, so that is a significant amount. If Rheinmetall grows to up to 70,000 employees by 2030 and around 210,000 more people are part of the supply chain, this would correspond to a third of the entire automotive industry. That is a significant structural shift in German industrial employment from cars to weapons. The transformation is happening because Europe concluded American protection is conditional and insufficient. In contrast to previous decades in which the company had to struggle with a difficult image, last year alone 350,000 applications were received worldwide, 250,000 of them in Germany, Papriker said. People even rang his doorbell apparently and said they wanted to work at Rheinmetall, so that is a significant cultural shift. Defense work was stigmatized in post-war Germany. Now it's a growth sector attracting top talent because Germans understand their security depends on domestic capacity, not American guarantees. When thinking about how industrial capacity translates into geopolitical leverage, my book Awake, the Practice of Critical Thinking in an Age of Self-Lies walks through exactly this kind of dynamic. It's available in ebook and audiobook. Subscribers get 10% off, and you can grab the first chapter for free in the description links below. Papriker noted that Germany now has more production capacity for conventional ammunition than the USA. That statement is remarkable, not because ammunition production is the most important defense metric, it's not, but because it is super symbolic. For 70 years, American industrial dominance in military production was assumed. Now a European company can outproduce the United States in a critical category, and is doing so explicitly because Europe cannot rely on Washington. The strategic context makes this super urgent. Europe has for decades relied heavily on Washington's military assets on the continent, including expensive defense systems provided by the US military, but the US has made it very clear that it wants to concentrate on the Indo-Pacific and the threat posed by China's powerful military rather than propping up Europe. Trump threatened NATO allies, launched a war in Iran without consultation, and told Europeans to fend for themselves, while Europe took him seriously and just started building things. Provided there is no military conflict in Germany, the production peak will pass, Papriker said. If armaments projects are completed and deterrence works as planned, there will be overcapacity. Papriker suggested there should be a reserve charter like in the 1950s and 60s when the Bundeswehr was being built up, meaning the state would contribute to fixed costs to maintain surge capacity. That is Germany planning for permanent military industrial capacity independent of peacetime demand. It is basically the opposite of relying on American stockpiles. Anyway, Europe discovered massive lithium deposits as well, forced government officials off American messaging apps, and is building financial autonomy. We analyzed that systematic decoupling in the video on your screen right now. It's definitely worth watching because the ammunition production surge is just one component of Europe concluding that it needs redundancy for every dependency on the United States. America spent 70 years as Europe's military guarantor. Trump threw that away, and now Germany and everyone else are building alternatives. Thank you all so much for watching. Subscribe, and I'll see you all on the next one.